So it is all performative, and they're not actually going to get anything done. But I do think it's interesting that Chuck Schumer goes back to, and I do sort of give Chuck Schumer a little bit of grace, because at least he's part of the Democrat Party, the party of Jim Crow. So maybe he knows what he's talking about, because this is not like...
He doesn't know what he's talking about, and clearly I'm not a fashion mogul, but what's up with the glasses, bro? I mean, those things...
And the shadow casts a line right across his pupils, so you can't see his eyes.
You can't make eye contact when you're trying to see.
So he looks like he's lying, and
I guess
he is.
Here's my thing. If you're going to say something as powerful as this is Jim Crow 2.0, journalists, where is the follow-up question? How so?
Yeah.
Please explain to me, because if there is a shred of that, I will be the first, because I don't think Jim Crow would let me on his TV show. So if there's any Jim Crowan going around, I would like to be on the first line to know about it. But besides all of that, the whole point of I had a meltdown on Gutfeld about us brothers being unable to get a ID. My question is to everyone who is having this thing, the first question these so-called journalists should ask when they come on there, sir, do you have a driver's license? And when he says yes. And does your wife have a driver's license? Yes. Did she have the driver's license prior to when you guys met? Yes, she did. And then when you guys got married, she took your name, but thankfully. And she went to the DMV for 20 minutes and did the fill out paperwork, just like when you wanted your marriage license, you had to fill out paperwork. Hey, just curious, when you got your when you went to into an amusement park, did you have to show your ID to ride a roller coaster? Well, yes, you did. So you pretty much need an ID just to function in this country, to get in anywhere. That's correct. So again, why is it a bad thing for someone to have an ID? Take voting out of it. Like, it's embarrassing, and it's extremely racist. And that racist doesn't mean anything anymore. But for Schumer to say things, you don't see gentlemen like him, myself on TV going, we don't vote because we don't have IDs yet.
Right. The only act of actual racism is the accusation itself. Richard, but you do have like a serious problem here within the party, where you have somebody like Hillary Clinton making these, extraordinary claims about how we're the party of border security, and then you have the majority of at least the energy in the party is all about sanctuary cities and abolishing ICE. That's a real problem.
I think there are two different stories, though. I think where Hillary Clinton is correct is that there were more deportations under Bill Clinton, under Barack Obama, than there were under both of the Trump terms. With that being said, I think when you have internal immigration enforcement, which is why we're sort of in this government shutdown, it's important to figure out how we got here, right? And how we got here was after the death of two Americans, Renee Good and Alex Peretti. And beyond that, it was the visuals that Americans were seeing every night on their television screen. A 5-year-old being detained, the unleashing of tear gas agents near a school in Chicago and Humboldt Park. And then when the Homeland Security Secretary and the Attorney General were brought down to Capitol Hill to answer questions from lawmakers, instead of sort of being conciliatory and saying, yes, some of our officers made some mistakes, they doubled down on it. And so for a lot of the American people, they're looking at their representatives and saying, we need change, and we need change now. The Democrats, I think, have some very simple demands that local law enforcement here in New York, in D.C., in L.A., in small parts of the country have to follow. You have to wear a badge, right? You have to identify yourself as you're an officer. You have to give us your badge number. You have to have a warrant issued by a judge. Those are all things that most Americans agree should happen when you're engaging with law enforcement. And what Democrats are trying to do in this piece of legislation is say this, too, should apply for federal law enforcement officers, especially when they're enforcing immigration laws, when we've seen them capture Americans who are citizens and said, oops, we didn't mean to do that, when we see them arrest 5-year-olds, unleash tear gas at schools. And so I think in this moment, the question we should be asking ourselves, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, is do you like what you're seeing on your television screens? So, is it okay with you that 2 Americans died from peaceful protesting? Okay, so how do we fix it? Which is what both parties should do.
What Richard's talking about is police officers taking care of a 5-year-old after his parents fled and abandoned him.
No, that's not what happened. He was arrested, and he used his bait to arrest his parents.
You need to go back and read.
No, I actually read the story.
So, Emily, what Richard did not talk about is the fact that you have Democrats who are still supporting sanctuary cities and want to abolish ICE. That's the problem within their party.
Right, and I find it ironic that in this shutdown, immigration processing is also paused. So for these people that are aiming to and talk about protecting immigrants, they're doing anything but with this very childish and reprehensible sort of stalwarting going on. But I agree with you, Richard, absolutely. When I saw that horrific footage, I demanded action. When I saw Jocelyn Nungari and Laken Riley and Rachel Morin, I absolutely demanded more of my congresspeople and legislators and those people in those decision-making capacities in those states that were refusing to work with federal agents in enforcing the laws of getting those illegal immigrants off the streets that had criminal records. So absolutely, that was the change that I and so many other millions of Americans called for. I also find it contradictory that those same Democrats, in that the bullet points that you put up on the screen, they are calling for coordination between state and federal law enforcement. Well, that's exactly what federal law demands and what, again, millions of Americans like myself have been calling for, so that it doesn't put Americans and others in danger by blocking the normal operations of ICE, enforcing the laws that these legislators have put on the books that aim to protect Americans. And final point, I wonder if, as we talked about similarly with Barack Obama, perhaps sort of lending a tone and a note of caution or advice to the campaigns in terms of calling for younger people. Is this from Hillary Clinton? You know, this is a stark opposition to what Schumer was saying. So I wonder, is she correcting Democratic leadership? Because we know that 85% of Democrats, per CNN, want the SAFE Act in place, want voter ID, because yes, it is racist as hell to say that 20 million individuals will be disenfranchised, most of them Black and people of color, because you are asking for ID. But no one seems to say that to Chuck Schumer.
Emily, I agree with you on this particular point. I agree with you that if we were just going after the most heinous and illegal folks who are committing crimes in this country, that'd be one thing. And if that was the enforcement that we were seeing, that'd be one thing. What we're also seeing take place is ICE agents ripping bombs out of carpool lanes in Chicago, right? We're seeing them going after the entire Somali community in Minnesota, and people find that to be problematic.
The innocent women driving their children.
Yeah, but there is
the ones that are jumping out of the car and calling them every name in the book.
Is there in carpool lanes?
Yeah, there is carpooling.
Dragging moms out of their cars.
Dragging the poor
did
moms.
ICE not go into a
ICE
daycare
rolled
center?
up and was like, "Where are the white women at?
Did they not go into a hospital?
Bro, at least
these are all videos.
I know you're excited to be on, but be honest.
No, it's not about me being excited about being on. These are about the facts.
If it was facts, we wouldn't be doing this.
of them going into a
Shame on you
daycare
to say a lie like that on live television.
Okay.
That's terrible.
Sure.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay.
Oh, Tyrese. Oh, Tyrese. Love that man.
I know.
How's it going, guys?
Man, it's crazy weekend,
Yeah.
to say the least. A lot of stuff happening. We got this. I never thought that Donald Trump will actually this was able to do this Epstein file dump without being redacted. It caught me by surprise because now a lot of people got exposed. All of a sudden, uh, if you probably see in different countries now are pursuing conspirators and people on the Epstein list. Like you seen people in Europe being charged with crimes, and a lot of people a lot of people are resigning every single day. Is a new person resigning because they were CEO or they were owning the company. They're stepping down, and like I told you, most of these companies are owned by a board of directors. So basically, they're getting kicked out of their own business, out of their own companies. But hey, they play that game, and they lose. You know what I mean? They have to. They
And-
commit
and-
a crime. They need to step out. They need to step down, and they need to be in jail. Most of them. But
And you know, Julio, the thing is, he didn't even release more files. What he did was just
unredacted.
unredacted the the and then somebody went ahead and filtered the I'm trying to pull this up, I'm sorry, so that way I can share you this screen, but you know, somebody done got the whole files, and I think it was the FBI. They got the whole files and just filtered the names. So you see all the names that are on the emails, you see them, but they removed the victim's email, and it this moved so fast that it almost seems like it was
Man.
planned. So that's why I I text you and I said, "Oh my gosh, did we get duped? Did I get duped? Like, did I get fooled in thinking Pam Bondi and they were like planning this?
Right.
Because here's the list. I mean, for them to not make a mistake and here, let me just in case so here it is, right? Can you see that? February
Yeah.
26th from the US Department of Justice. Here's the letter, right? Okay. So let's zoom in here. These are the list on here of now this doesn't mean here, let me go over here. Uh you're clipped on the A's, but okay, but here's the thing, Julio. These people are not all guilty. These are just names that are happen to be in the email. So like if Jeffrey Epstein was emailing so and so, that person's name's there, and let's say they're talking about Alex Jones because Alex Jones is on here, right? Let's see, where's the
Those
J's?
basically are the name of the people that are mentioned in the files
Yeah,
that
just
implicated. They're not need to be implicated on anything. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, they
it
could be talking about you, and then you just pop up in the on the list.
correct, but it gives you so it's kind of one of those things where uh they're on there and now they unredacted the email. So now you can see who's talking back and forth. And a lot of the I haven't seen it myself, but Alex Jones is saying that a lot of the baby eating stuff, Woody Allen has been on there multiple times going back and forth with
Wow.
Jeffrey Epstein, Woody Allen. And look, dude, guys, look, President Trump's there. Donald Trump, um, Ivanka Trump, Melania Trump. But that,
Pedophilia.
yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're part of the conspiracy or
They
part
just
of the
mention.
crime. Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
you have to.
mentioned.
Yeah, you're right. You have to actually look into the files, look into the text thread, look into the emails to see either they are mentioned or they are in the CCs or the send or receive email. That's a whole different story. People need to
Yeah.
differentiate that. And
So
and I
don't be fooled, guys. Do not be
yeah,
fooled and think, oh, because this list that you see means that these are all guilty people. That is not true.
nice.
Just so you know, these are just people that are in the discussions of the email. This they just filtered all the names.
Yep.
And see, look, the signature from Pam Bondi. So
Man, that's crazy. That
yeah,
I mean, it caught everybody by surprise because once she she did the hearing, not even what 24 hours, everything got
yep,
released.
yep. And
So
it's
it took a
almost
lot
like
of
they were banking
you,
for that.
yeah, yeah. They were making the left asking for it, not knowingly. They already had that already on the burner, already on the back burner, waiting for them to say, "Oh, we won it all." All right, boom. Now what?
Here you go.
Now they're quiet.
Now
Now
the
they're
ball's on their court, right?
yeah.
Because it's up to the Congress to hear these hearings. But then at the same time, it's up to the DOJ. It's still and see, it's still under Pam Bondi's court. Even though she tried to do this and make it seem like, oh, the ball is on your court, no, it's still on your court, Pam. You are the DOJ, you can recommend to investigate these people.
Yeah.
So
Let me show you. Let me pull up. Let's pull up our Facebook because I want to remind people that when Pam Bondi released those files, like almost immediately, almost immediately we start. Well, I was getting notification from my AI news finder that a lot of people were resigning. A lot of people, like not daily or regular CEOs. We're talking about sultans, people in the high sphere of society, like resigning back. Let me see if I can pull up the first one. Okay, let me bring that up real quick. Let me show you real
Yeah.
quick. So I can people get it. They can get an idea what kind of people were resigning right away after the files were released. For example, you have this guy, Martin Nowak. He's a professor at Harvard. As soon that list came
Oh
out,
yeah, dude.
he
He's also did you torture? He's the one that was getting off on the child that we showed that was getting burned. And two, he's also part of the with Woody Allen.
yeah. And then you have Sultan Hamed Heb Sahayum. He resigned. He was a chairman and CEO of the world's biggest ports and logistic companies. As soon as the list came out, he stepped down like that fast. And he was also implicated in the email about the torture. He was also implicated in that. So that's that is just a snapshot of the people that like resigned all of a sudden. That's not counting all the people that actually being resigned. There are, I would say, not so important names, but they were on the list and they just stepped down quietly. Nobody knows nothing about it. But I guarantee you, there is a much more to come up in the next few days, and people keep finding stuff, man. More findings. People are digging into it. People are looking past. I mean, we have the Victoria's Secret guy, Victoria's
Yeah,
Secret
dude.
CEO, and he's all over, and people are chasing him around. And then you have politicians in there, like the U.S. politician from the USA, and you have like from different countries, prime ministers, and this is not ending well for them because it's finally everything coming to light, brother. Anything needs to come to light
And
because they cannot keep doing their heinous act in the shadows and nobody. It's crazy. And the worst part, brother, this been happening probably for centuries.
Mhm.
This is not new.
Yep. Oh
This
yeah,
is not new.
this is goes far back for the time. And the thing is,
Even in the
so
Bible said it,
yeah,
bro.
that's why I
Even
was
in the
getting at.
Bible, they were
There's
sacrificing children.
there is a Canaanite. Okay, so for you those who don't know a little bit about the Bible, okay, where Israel's at today or Palestine, whatever you want to call it, that used to be Canaan. And there used to be some people there called the Canaanites. And these Canaanites had a god that they would worship. They had several, but one of them comes to that seems to be going out throughout history, throughout history, throughout
Was
history.
all
It has never, yes, Baal, Baal,
or
or
be
Baal, right? Baal. Um, and Baal is translation in Hebrew as Lord. So there's a conspiracy, hence why I always say Yeshua, because that's the name of our Lord Jesus Christ in Hebrew, which Yeshua is the same as Joshua. There's no difference in case y'all didn't know. But in Greek, they came up with something that would make, and that's where we get the name Jesus. But anyways, they somewhere within the the late 1900s, they took the name of our Lord and put the name Lord on all the Bibles. So the conspiracy is that certain people that we can't talk about change those words and put that word because secretly they still worship Baal. And the Star of Malak kind of reaches with that because Malak, if you research into it, is part of Ash. I call her Ashtray. I can't really say, but she was another deity from the Canaanites. So, anyways, that's still there, and we're still facing this. In fact, the Star of David is not the Star of David. It's actually closer to the star of Saturn, which is the star of Malek, or and Baal. So, you know what I mean? Where did this star come from? Because the
I don't even know.
symbol of David, of King David, was the Lion of Judah. You know, it's a big lion. You know, so I don't know. I don't know where did the star come from, but either way, it came. They just say that it goes in through history, which falls into the Canaanites, right? Because they're older. But anyways, so with that being said, coming back to this, these people that are with Jeffrey Epstein seem to be having these same rituals that you were talking about, that you said this is happening centuries. Yes, they feed off. It's one of the things that they do is that they love to sacrifice either premature babies, or basically aborted babies, or babies, and they like to eat flesh. So that seems exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. I mean, I just caution everybody, yeah, investigate to prove what I'm saying is right, but I caution you, please, please rebuke everything you see, because the thing is, as we see these things, your eyes are windowed to your soul. So do not corrupt yourself with these evil images and evil atrocities that they did to these people, and so we got to be careful.
Yeah,
And
I know, and that's come and that is tied along, or ties well with the testimony of survivors of, like, they've been saying that for years. I mean, you probably look in the internet, you probably find videos from the 1980s,
mhm,
1970s, videos of survivors stating what is happening. And back then, it seems like a far-fetched, made-up story. But fast forward now 50 years, everything that they said, it was
it's true.
happening back. It is true. It is caught on camera, and now we're seeing all these files that comes to light, and it seems like all the things that they were saying, it is true. It is absolutely 100% truth. And Alex Jones doesn't sound crazy anymore. All these victims finally, they were vindicated, because they were kind of mislabeled as crazy, as made up story, looking for fame. When in actuality, they were speaking facts. It just, they were so bizarre back then. It was so out of touch with reality, and people didn't want to look that way because it sounds so crude and so evil that people did not picture that in their mind. Of, like, for example, they have this lady saying they have a person giving birth, a female giving birth to the baby, and as soon as the baby came out, they devoured the baby. You probably heard that,
Yeah.
and people did it like, oh, that didn't happen. And I believe that was a video of the New York police officer saw, and they ended up throwing up, and ended up like nine of them ended up being suicide. And that video happened years ago, and I guess they see one of the rituals, and it is hard to believe that type of stuff is happening, but it's actually happening in this, in this realm. And it's evil, man. I've been telling my wife, like, evil is walking earth right now, up and down, from hemisphere to hemisphere, just doing whatever it wants. And if you look at the videos, yeah, like Robert said, I guarantee you're gonna get traumatized in some shape, way, or form, because you could not conceive what you're going to see. You're not, your mind is like, nah, that cannot be happening, but it actually did happen. And as we speak, it's happening right now. It's
I
because
know.
it's because all these people are being arrested, or being, they quit their job, they're stepping down. Don't fool yourself. It's still happening. It's like the narcos. You take one narco, and two or more, or three or more will step up.
Yeah.
It's still happening. It's that, don't fool yourself. It's still happening. So let's look at this video. This is Dan Bongino talking about the dump of the Epstein files unredacted. Take a look.
Now, you saw a massive dump of what's known as the Epstein case file this weekend. This is almost unprecedented in American history, letting this information out there. There's going to be a lot of strong opinions on it. Good. That is the best part of living in a constitutional republic, that this stuff is not hidden. There's a lot of curiosity about this case over time, me included, for obvious reasons. It involves a disturbing set of circumstances, a lot of very wealthy people who interacted with them. There is a process because innocent people are entitled to a trial until they are proven guilty. However, given the interest in the case, I think on net, positives and negatives, it is a net positive that you're able to look at this and see this so we can you can see what happened behind the scenes. Now, do you understand, though, however, given the Epstein Files Transparency Act, why this thing and the writing of it was done so poorly? Here's a New York Post article about what happened. California lawmakers' Epstein bombshell outs 4 random guys with no connection to sick billionaire pedophile. That's why there was a back and forth. I feel like I owe you context on this, having lived through this thing and having dedicated hundreds, upwards of close to 1,000 people between FBI and DOJ into getting the information out there and fighting for that. It was like a big public spectacle. I mean, everybody remembers. But now do the emails make sense? You can see the emails yourself. People are forwarding me emails on what this redaction process looks like. This is
Okay. I just find him so hard to be even credible at this point. I know he's giving his take on that, but it's like, dude, you shouldn't have took the FBI job, because if now that you've taken it and you can't discuss certain things other than explain, like, hey, this is why, it just, we can't. What happened to all that gusto that first day I walk in, I'm gonna make sure that list is. It's like, dude. I mean, I don't know. Did he come out and say like, "Hey, it wasn't like that. I'm actually powerless. I was powerless. I figured out that."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would have more respect for him if he would come out and say, you know what, it was deeper than I thought. It was more corrupt than I thought it would be, and I take the heat for not talking about it sooner and speak it as it is. And I guarantee you, he probably signed an NDA before he stepped out.
Oh yeah, he's not able to talk about anything. He took this job. He's now not able to talk about anything unless it's already been, like in this case.
That's why he's talking about the files, because
Yep.
without it, he would just keep talking about the DHS or think about the voter ID. That would be his topic. That's a given. We have Benny Johnson talking about pretty much the same thing, and but let me tell you this. I mean, I like all these pundits and political, but in a sense, they kind of lose steam of respect a little bit, because having Steve Bannon, and Steve Bannon came up a lot when the 2020 election happened, and trying to side with Donald Trump and all that stuff. Now looking back and seeing all these ticks of between Jeffrey Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump, I realized, and Steve Bannon, sorry, and I realized when uh, Jeffrey Epstein supposedly unalived himself, no wonder why Steve Bannon kind of jumped in the bandwagon and trying to support Donald Trump, trying to get his favor, because he know he was on the list.
Yeah.
And he was trying to like either play that game of like, oh, I've supported you, but at the end of the day, he was supporting himself. He didn't want to get caught on this, and now he's still showing up on different news outlets, and he shouldn't be showing his face after we've been discovered that he's been in cahoots with Jeffrey Epstein for years, before even Donald Trump stepped up to the scene in 2016. I found it ironic that, and he's still walking around all those people like nothing happened. I don't know why. If I was in Newsmax, or if I was in that circle of in that sphere, in that echelon, I would not even be talking to him. You know what I mean? I would be like,
Yeah, we're not having you on the show. I'm
we're not
sorry.
having you anymore. But hey,
And if I am having you in the show, then I'm going to ask you some pretty uncomfortable questions, like, hey, so how do you feel to be known as the person that was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, and you were indulging with everything he was doing?
Bro,
because
they
he
were
kept,
talking about regime change,
yeah,
like at that
I know.
level. They were not talking about election. They were talking about regime change in different parts of the planet, like
Yep.
toppling governments. They were talking about big stuff, like
Talking about assassinations, then talking about Joe Biden's not really the president. I mean, you know,
it was big stuff. I might get copyright with this Benny Johnson video because it has a song, music. I might get copyright, but so be it. I just want you to see what is going on. Take a look.
Obama's not in the Epstein files. What are you talking about? You clearly have no idea what you are talking about. Barack Obama's personal lawyer, Catherine Rumler, White House counsel. This is arguably the most powerful lawyer in the world. She served the entire time Barack Obama was president. She was splitting her time with Jeffrey Epstein. They shared a lawyer. Catherine Rumler here has emailed Jeffrey Epstein 12,000 times. In fact, she was the person who emailed Jeffrey Epstein the most. And what did she email Jeffrey Epstein? Tee-hee-hee, thanks for all the gifts, Jeffrey, calling him my wonderful Jeffrey, Uncle Jeffrey. Dinner dates, travel, trips, her passport. She was made with Jeffrey Epstein. She got set up in the Rothschilds Bank and then Goldman Sachs. She got set up on Wall Street by Jeffrey Epstein. She even set up Jeffrey Epstein with Barack Obama, or at least they tried. You can see at the United Nations, they were trying to make it work. Catherine Rumler has resigned out of humiliation over these revelations. She said you didn't know who Jeffrey Epstein was. Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted pedophile. This happened in 2008. That's the first year, by the way, that Barack Obama was in office. 2009, Jeffrey Epstein gets out of jail, and then he immediately becomes best friends with Catherine Rumler, Barack Obama's lawyer. Here's an exchange where Jeffrey Epstein says that Catherine Rumler is a perfect lawyer for me because she's a feminist and because she's loved by Hillary Clinton and Obama. This is Jeffrey Epstein's own text message. Hillary Clinton, that's a little weird. Let's see, isn't she like the spirit cooking John Podesta, creepy, connected to all of this? Yeah, it's that dark. Just a reminder that these people, they have these squeaky clean images of themselves. There's never been a scandal with Barack Obama. No, man, Barack Obama was in on it. It's not just Catherine Rumler that was sharing with Jeffrey Epstein. His Treasury Secretary, Larry Summers, in the documents. You can see it all laid out. The entire Obama administration, this was like Jeffrey Epstein's heyday. And if you're still sitting there being like, well, Obama never went to the island or whatever, you know, we're just going to forget all of his creepy personal life stuff. Ask yourself this. Why didn't Barack Obama ever prosecute Jeffrey Epstein? Why did they never have any interest in going after Epstein? It was only Trump who signed an executive order day one against human trafficking and put Jeffrey Epstein back in prison where it belonged.
That's a good point.
Yeah, very good point,
That's
man.
a good
Yeah.
point. That's a good point. In fact, as we read the Epstein files ourselves, I remember seeing her name going around.
Yeah, me
That-
too.
I seen that. I seen on the emails. I seen her name going around. I seen a lot of names, and sometimes like we find documents that were unredacted, and then you find the next document was redacted, but it was the same. It just
Yeah.
it was not. It was not redacted, and that was interesting to find. But if you go page by page, I'm telling you, it's gonna take you months to go through everything. Unless you have a group of people like Robert and I, we kind of split the jobs and we kind of find stuff and kind of cut your time in half. But if you have friends, they like to go deep on discoveries and conspiracy. Yeah,
Or
get like
if you have some
start looking.
people, some people have AI to generate file archiving,
See that?
which I mean, I don't pay for AI, but some people have that capabilities to do that.
Yeah.
And
They are able to kind of like segregate documents and get them in order in such a quick fashion. to give people the news because it's not easy to jump to go through all this. And they are talking about doing another 3 million dump file
Yep.
and in
Mhm.
the near future. So this would be, and they were saying this is more videos than pictures. So get
This is
ready.
gonna they said this is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be
Yeah,
a big blow for whoever's there. That's why I'm assuming a lot of people are resigning because
they
you
know what is
know.
next.
Hmm.
They know what is next. Hey, have you seen just kind of change a little bit of uh, change gears and changing sectors of fires, like we say in the military, brother? Have you seen Billy Eilish having this guy Drew Kevlar?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Let me hold on before
Yeah,
we
let's
go.
talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Because
Oh,
I saw the news. I was like, this cannot be true. And when I actually look into it,
yeah, she got
it
him
was
deported. She got
it was
him deported. All he was trying to do is ask the questions. Why are you in stolen land? I mean,
I
don't you
know
believe in that?
it was crazy, but let me give you the let me show you the should I just
Yeah, that is crazy.
that was fun.
Guys, that is like very crazy because there we go. And that's the guy.
That's the guy. Just listen to it. It is quite hilarious.
Billie Eilish reported me to ICE and got me deported from the US.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Honestly, I can't even be really mad because it's kind of funny. But basically, I was joking online that I was going to fly to America and move into her mansion, packing my bags right away. No human being is illegal. It's obviously a joke. It's obviously a meme. And I get stopped by DHS and held for like 30 hours. Literally 30 hours. They're asking me, how do you know Billie Eilish? Do you intend to trespass? No, of course not, man. It's a joke. It was like a meme that I came up with on Instagram. And I get held for 30 hours and deported. I get basically escorted onto a plane by armed guards, sent back to Australia. And I think it's actually amazing performance art. As a joke, I managed to get Billie Eilish, Hollywood celebrities, left-wingers, liberals, to agree with ICE, to agree with border control. They suddenly support deportations because they don't like my memes. They don't like me as a person. So I should get a commendation, honestly. It's amazing performance art. I suffered for my art 30 hours in a cell just to like prove a point, just as a meme. Who else takes jokes this far? That I was able to actually sit in a cell for 30 hours and endure that pain just to prove that Billie Eilish is a hypocrite. Honestly, I deserve a commendation. I'm actually proud of myself. I think it was actually a total victory. All these people are laughing at me. No, it's actually a total victory. I managed to get left-wingers and Billie Eilish to support ICE. I managed to get them to support border control and deportations. I managed to get the entire American left in favor of deportations in one day with one simple trick. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm just a bad guy.
The pun intended. Oh man, dude, that was good. That guy, man, I'm telling you, bro. He
It was genius. It was totally genius. In one move, he
showed their
proved a point.
hypocrisy. Because you know the thing is, you left wing people are building a house, and this house is your ideology. You guys build it out of glass, so any fact piece of paper that's solid or something can break and shatter your whole house. And then that's why you got to be rooted in facts, bro. I mean, rooted in truth, because I'm serious. Like, she doesn't really believe that this is on stolen land. If she did, she wouldn't be living here. She would be disgusted. If I really believed in that, I wouldn't be here. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you find conquering is stealing, okay, well then you're benefiting out of that. So if you're not leaving, then you could do. And I wish I had the Dave Chappelle part where he's like, or you could just shut the fuck up. He's just, dude. I mean,
It is
like,
ridiculous, man. How these people just keep falling for their own tricks? I don't know. Every time they open their mouth, they just keep shoving the other food in their mouth. It's just like, how can you do that? Like, how can you prove yourself wrong every single time, every time you speak? It's like, You say something crazy, something stupid, and then 2 days later, if proven to be right, everything that you said was stupid. So, and this is a perfect example of this. Like I said it and I said it again. If you are a entertainer, if you are athlete, if you are something besides politics, just stay out of it. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not your. This is not your game because every time you will lose. Whether you pick the right or the left, you will lose. Just stay out of it. So
Just yeah. You
yeah,
guys, you guys are so dumb. That's all
yeah.
I gotta say.
So Robert, I'm gonna play your video, the one that you show about Donald Trump.
Oh, so speaking about all this stuff, so in case you guys, because there's some of us that believe, I don't believe in that. I should not include myself, but there's some that believe, oh, wait, we got a comment here. Well, it's MRB. Well, how are you doing, MRB? Let's see what she says. I know you guys went to another subject, but how easily this guy got arrested. But the people from the Epstein file, Julio's voice, make it make sense.
It's true. It is true. I mean, like I don't know. It is like I'm waiting for people to be arrested. I mean, I'm begging God, like, come on, show me a parade of people like being arrested, handcuffed, put in jail, and sentenced to life in prison. Just give me that at least.
Exactly.
By the end of
Well,
the year, give me at least 10 people just to be happy. At least pretend you're doing something. At least start indicting people.
yep.
Even though you ended up doing nothing anyway, but at least try. At least fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Just say.
Hey, so well, this video that we're about to play, in case you, I don't know if you missed this or if y'all missed this, but Donald Trump did one of the most biggest thing that could help us in the auto industry. And I say us because we benefit that. We like vehicles. Sometimes we like changing them every 40 to 5 years. So to decrease the price, they got rid of all these regulations that Obama had put in there and that Joe Biden basically backed up, which were hard regulations to remove because every time they were smart. They put a regulation that tied in 6 different things. So if you try to remove this, you remove these 6 different things that removes other things, and it basically it's impossible, right? Well, he finally got it done. So if you drive a 2018 and above, I think it's 2019, where you stop and your car shuts off, and then you let go of the brake and it comes back on, the auto start, whatever, that's gone now. Thank God. The emissions on your DPF diesel, gone. If you own a Tractor Supply, all that's climate controlled BS, gone. He done unregulated, deregulated all that. So this press conference that he had, someone asked a particular question that I would like to play because it highlights and it shows you Donald Trump is not a puppet from no one, man. You know, everybody's saying, "Oh, he's a puppet from Bibi Netanyahu, Israel, this and that." Well, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Bibi wants to destroy Iran. He does. They don't want to do negotiations. In fact, they're mad that Donald Trump is even entertaining that. So this news reporter asked Donald Trump about that, and look at his response. I'm just gonna play it here. Just give me a second because I gotta play the actual.
He's coming here later in the year,
Let's
and I
see,
look very much
1:30.
forward.
Here we go.
That you have the right to use them, for personal protection if you want. So I don't know how that interjects. They want our law enforcement to be totally vulnerable and put them in a lot of danger. They have some things that are really very very hard to approve, frankly. As you know, it's only pretend. We had various of the other bills. That's all done, but we're left with this one. We have to protect our law enforcement. Very important. Please.
Why does Prime Minister Netanyahu want you to stop negotiating with Iran?
He is, you're saying stop entertaining, stop talking to them? Didn't say that. We didn't discuss that. I'll talk to them as long as I like, and we'll see if we can get a deal with them. And if we can't, we'll have to go to phase two. Phase two will be very tough for them. I'm not looking for that.
Mr. President, there are currently 0 Israeli hostages left in Gaza because of you. Thank you for that. And now that the war is ending in Gaza and Israel, I wanted to ask, do you believe Bibi bears any responsibility for the security failures that we saw on October 7th?
Well, October 7th was a rough time, and I guess everybody's responsible. It's you to look, but it was a terrible attack. It was a sneak attack. It was as violent as unfortunately, I've seen some of the results at levels that probably even you, good reporter, but probably you haven't seen. It was a horrible thing that took place. People were surprised. It was a surprise attack. Nobody saw that coming. He didn't see it coming. Nobody else would have seen it coming if they were in his position, I don't believe. But I can tell you he's been a very good wartime prime minister. He's been very strong. We've worked with him very well.
You heard what he called him? A wartime prime minister. That Trump says these things. It sounds polite, but it's actually an insult because he's not a prime minister, just like a good prime minister. He's a wartime prime minister, meaning he's causing war or he's in war, and I just thought this was like a little clip that people just pass by it, don't even actually pay attention to the words he's actually saying. Earlier he says, I'll talk to whoever I want, basically is what he's saying, but I would advise the Iranians to take the deal. So I don't know, man. I think Trump has just learned to be a politician, and he's learned it well by using like a fusion between a businessman, the art of the deal kind of thing. But yeah, that was it on this clip. But I had I mean, we could hear a little bit more to see what's going on, but for the gist of it, he deregulated a lot of the car industry. So you're going to start seeing trucks dropping price, and no one's going to buy the cars from 2025 and below. That's
those cars would be for fire sale. Those like if you want a cheap car, wait, give it a year. If you can hold on to it, give it a year because these new cars coming up in this October, we probably will not have probably like summertime. They will not have this auto star on and so many other stuff. They actually it's like I don't know. Seems like every time the Democrats get into power, they red tape everything. They make it more difficult. It's like they want to break everything in pieces. They want to like slow the economic growth. They want to slow the birth rate. They want to slow everything. They want everything to be in chaos. In my perspective.
Well, because Julio, Democrats don't build anything. They don't create anything. Democrats don't. It's the Republicans that are coming from business. It's the Republicans. And you might say, well, Robert, there was Democrats, businesses. Yes, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the main political, who you got, Chuck Schumers, your Bernie Sanders, your Hakeem Jeffries, all these people don't have businesses that they started off as entrepreneurs. Guess what? They've learned to do scams and frauds and, generate ways to make money out of something that has nothing to do with what they created or invented. And you might criticize by people like Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs was the guy that had, hey, why don't we do this? Oh, well, we are working on that, but it takes, okay, well, do it. You know what I mean? He was still an innovator in a sense because he had the ideas and he would use intelligent people that know how to create things and push them to create it. And again, a lot of these people are hardcore conservative Republicans, capitalists, and Democrats are not. So this is why it seems that they always destroy everything. And some of them might do it intentionally because what does Hillary Clinton say? Don't let any bad chaos go to waste or something like that, right?
Any question go to waste. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've learned to capitalize on our misery, and
They're cashing in our misery every time.
yep,
Every
yep.
time that we going through something, they are just putting fuel to the fire. They're basically gaslighting everybody.
Do you know what else is going to go down? Our meat products, our fruits are going down because now that uh these things are out of there, these maintenance things, because the thing, if and for all of the mechanics out there, you can get on the comments and tell me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to diesel equipment, if you remove the DPF system, your diesel equipment will have less maintenance requirements. But
Mm.
because they had the DPF, there was so maintenance, your DPF kept getting clogged up and they had to keep, cleaning it because of, the DEF fluid and the soot, and it just clogged it up, and you're messing up and killing your tractor. So all those maintenance costs are not cheap. And of course, they can't work on it because there's a stupid law that the Democrats passed where they can't even work on their own equipment they purchase that they own.
Oh
So,
yeah, they have to go through the actual dealership to get a
yep.
service, and that will take months because they're so backed up. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. And so all that's going to go away. That's all part of the deregulation that Donald Trump's just got passed. So, man,
That's
dude, I'm telling
finally
you.
common sense, man. Sometimes common sense is hard for some people, though. Sometimes it's just difficult to grasp, like the concept of being pragmatic and just use common sense.
But
Some
you
people are
notice
like crazy.
But yeah, exactly. But did you notice, Julio? Everybody's quiet about the economy right now because they're
Some
enjoying
people-
they're enjoying their tax refund.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Oh, by the way, now that talking about money and economy, I went yesterday. My wife and we went to Sam's Club. We just like we needed a few stuff. We went to Sam's Club, and I went to the produce area, not the produce, the where they
The
keep all
meat,
the yeah the
the refrigerator,
yeah
the
the
big.
refrigerator where they got the milks, the eggs, and all that stuff. Bro, I got into there, and I found the 15 dozen Xbox, like eggs, box of eggs, like 15 dozen. You know how much I paid for that?
Hmm.
15 dozen. That's a lot of fucking eggs.
Yeah, 15 dozens is a lot of
It's a
eggs.
lot of eggs. I paid $26.
15 dozens.
15
That
dozen. That's a lot. If you
that is a
multiply,
lot.
it's like 160 eggs, something like that. If I'm not mistaken. 160? No, about 180, something like that.
So you got them for like 75 cents, right? Hold on, let me see.
It's
75.
a lot. Do the math, guys. If you're in the home, do the math.
Oh, no,
12
no,
by,
no. Let me see. Hold
12
on.
by 15.
20. Divide that by 15. $1.30 a dozen.
A dozen, which
A
is like
dollar 33.
it's like 11 cents an egg, like 10.1 an egg, something like that. 10 point,
God, my wife, if you're seeing this, we need to start getting those eggs from Sam's. That's all I'm saying. You
15 dozen
know?
for $26, and I was like, finally, because not long ago, but a year ago, a dozen was like
Was
$10.
20 bucks. Well, yeah, in some places we're like close to $20.
So
Like in New York, I
now
believe.
15 dozen, $26. It is absolutely incredible savings, to say the least. I'm happy. So I'm happy. I got eggs for days. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to eat them though. Don't they expire like in a month or so? No, right? If they're refrigerated good, they
yeah, once you keep it, I always leave like a dozen outside to get like room temperature, but
yeah.
they are gone in a day or two. They will not get better. So I had eggs for days. I'm happy. I'm fine that I seen prices that it's like, man, this is pre-pandemic prices. If you look at it that way, pre-pandemic prices is incredible. It is absolutely. We are winning. We are winning. People don't like it, so be it. They take it. They have to
The
take it.
people that don't like it, Julio, are, I will tell you, they are. Yeah, so if you guys that don't like it, y'all are beta. Oh
That
man.
is funny. That is funny.
Uh,
I'm trying to contact our friend Nick's friend to see if he can hop on for a second to tell me what he's doing. He texted me earlier today. He texted me and Robert. So I would throw a reel tomorrow with Nick Tran. If you don't know Nick Tran, you need to go support him. Let me pull up his page right here. You need to go. You even though if you're not from Texas and you like Republican candidates, you need to follow Nick Tran. This is a guy that have not take a penny from the big corporation. He's just a straight grassroots from the ground up.
a
No
veteran,
corporation.
a veteran with a true American story.
Nick Tran. There you go. You can follow him. If you're from Texas, District 8, don't forget tomorrow. Early voting starts tomorrow, all the way to March 3rd. So vote early. I'm voting like Wednesday. I'm going Wednesday, but start voting. Don't forget about it. If you're not in the state of Texas and you're watching us from far away, if you want to help him out, go ahead. Go here, right here.
Donate now because every penny counts, guys. I
Yeah.
mean,
Go. You can click
if
here. Boom, and you speak your donation. But go ahead and hold on. There we go. You can go ahead and donate. So Nick Tran is a great guy, great story, like Robert said. Came from Vietnam. He left the day
mind
Saigon
you,
fell.
yeah, he was a child when this
He was
happened.
a 5 year old child kid that he
He
barely made
lost
it.
he lost his mother, he lost relatives, and if it wasn't for his dad that was very heroic and endured a lot. I mean, you should guys go to our page, listen to the interview that Julio had with him, and I'm telling you, your heart will melt. This is a true American story of what a patriot should be. And something that really stuck out with me with Nick Julio, and I will tell you this, is that he has, which I've said it before, and I've said it to Nick, but what he has is he has this servitude of I'm gonna serve out of gratefulness versus you got Jessica Steinman or whatever. I am going to lead you, I am leading you guys. It's like, okay, because I am part of the establishment and I'm approved by all the people that Ted Cruz and this and that, and it's just like that's just a person that has been coached all this thing to lead us. We don't need you to lead us. We need you to represent us and to serve us. And this is what Nick Tran has. If you talk to the guy, if you go to a meet and greet whenever he has them, because this Sunday they had a meet and greet at Grace Church, but he he has that I'm going to serve, I'm going to, because out of greatness of this country. And he even said that. He even went and served 3 times in the military out of gratitude, out of that little boy that saw the American heroes save him and his father in that boat. So again, guys, please, I encourage you, if you get anything out of us, look up Nick Tran and help us get this guy elected because we need more American heroes and more people that are grateful to this country to serve. So,
Yeah, and also he's being endorsed by General Flynn, Alan West,
Michael Berry,
Michael Berry. You have like the BFAF. You have
Alan West.
Alan West. You have a lot of people that actually endorse him, and it is amazing. It is amazing how many people are actually backing up Nick Strand, and even though it is a hard race, because believe me, Texas 8 district is a heavily Republican area, and they actually scrutinize their people. You know what I mean? They wanted to put the best man or the best woman out there to represent them, and I believe wholeheartedly that Nick Trent is the man for the job. I'm not saying because I know him. I'm not saying because I've been knowing Nick Trent for almost a year now, and I have spent time with him like multiple times. We went out to eat lunch together, and we spent time in the range. We spent a lot of time, more I would say more than the regular people know him. You know what I mean? So I have to say, and tomorrow I'm gonna spend more time with him. I will be with him all day tomorrow. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately,
I
I
know.
can't.
I
Man,
need I need a second camera guy, but I will manage. I'll send you. I will send you a reel. I will do a reel with Nick Strand tomorrow. Quick reel, 1 minute long, so you can actually see Nick Strand in action. He's a great guy. He will be competing for the at the Renaissance Shooting Club tomorrow for the veteran two gun competition. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be great. So
so
I'll be there all day tomorrow. I might compete. I might go ahead and compete, but I don't know. I'll be behind Nick Tran as this camera guy, making badass reels.
So if you're in Katy, if you're in the Woodlands, if you're in Conroe, if you're in Cut and Shoot, if you're in Grangerland, if you are in Montgomery, Magnolia, Nick Tran is representing you or will represent you. So that's the person you need to put in the ballot, Nick Tran, because I'm telling you, um, he's a person that will basically serve us, our community, in the best way we would want. And again, if you are curious to know or to see, visit his website, reach out, go to the events that are in scheduled, which I think there's something coming up. And you know, Nick Tran is and the thing is, we're going against the establishment, the deep state Republicans, the GOP. They're gonna bet on the person that they feel that would win. And when you have people that are like Ted Cruz, who's been always winning, they are endorsing them. But again, they're picking the candidate for you. We're telling you, hey, it doesn't have to be that way. You
Mm-hmm.
pick the candidate. So you go vote in this primary and pick your candidate. And I'm telling you, out of all the, I think, what, 5 or 6 of the guys that are out there, you know, including Jessica Steinman or Steinman, yeah, Nick Tran's the best one that I can see because I'm telling you, he's not a rhino. And Jessica's, there is some red flags there, you know, and I'm not too convinced. But guys, this is the time for us to actually pick our candidate and
Yep.
hold the candidate accountable, which, you know, Nick Tran even says that he welcomes it, and that's the answer that you want. You know, you want a politician like that. So man, I every time I talk ideas with this guy, it's just, again, I'm just like, man, this, I endorse him for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So, guys, this is it for today, man. 1 hour went fast.
It
Uh,
did. It really did.
it went fast, even though this show was like, I guess I'm gonna, I probably start thinking doing this show hour and a half. It depends the time we start, but it is getting every time we start is the time getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I don't know why,
And
but
yeah, I know. It's because
I
it's
don't
getting
know why.
interesting.
It does get interesting. It's a lot of stuff that we talked about, and we might jump and one of these days start jumping in conspiracies that actually is not been proven yet. But I
Well,
guarantee you, it's about to be proven. We probably talk about aliens. which is, I believe, this is one of the topics that need to be talked about.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, I got announcement right here, bro.
What's up?
Announcement. January 1st, 2024. What happened? You forgot. Everyone forgot. You forgot. I forgot. It wasn't until my wife told me that I'm like, oh, snaps. Yes. What happened? Cliffhanger. We'll talk to it about next time. So y'all look it up. January 1st, 2024. What happened? We'll talk about it. But again,
Yeah.
don't look it up. Don't look it up. Look it up after we leave.
Now you got me thinking. Now you got me
Okay.
thinking.
I that's messed up. I can't do that. I can't end it like that. I'll tell you what happened. There was a mall in Florida
Oh,
where
yeah.
these group of teens.
Yeah, I
And
got
why
it. Got
is
it.
it? Why isn't nobody talking about it? We just done forgot
We're
about
gonna
it.
bring
It's
it back
gone.
tomorrow. We're gonna bring
Yeah.
it back tomorrow. That will
What
be the whole
happened?
topic. Aliens. So tune in tomorrow. Besides Nick Tran, you will see a video, a part of the video tomorrow. It would take me. It's going to be a lot of footage. It's going to be will be taken tomorrow. And
Did you
but I
know
will
there? Did you know there was a hearing?
yes, I know.
And I got videos of that. The guy that was in charge of
And that
the
happened.
intelligence, he
It, it,
basically there's 3 people that are wanted just because they recorded something that they said is classified on their phones.
it's happened the day they turned the CERN machine on. That happened the same day.
I believe so.
They turned like it was dark here. It was late, but they turned it on in Europe or whatever, and it show up here, something like that. It's a correlation. I don't know, but I seen the video, man. It is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about the Florida Mall alien encounter coming from a portal out of
What
nowhere.
happened? What happened to it? Why?
It's gonna be nice. So we might be talking a little bit of politics, or might we just go straight to the Area 51? Oh, even though, have you seen this interview with Barack Obama when somebody asked him if he
Oh,
there
aliens
aliens?
are real.
He's like, "Oh, aliens are real, but I have not seen them." Remember, kind of
Mhm.
that first sentence kind of slip out, and he's like, "I have not seen them. I don't know," but he said they're real. He said it. He said it. All right. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow evening at the same time. We might jump in early around 6:30. We might. It depends on Robert. Robert,
Yeah,
he's
I
busy.
live in Buck Country, man. I live far from where I work, so
I know it. I know
if hey,
you are.
but if you know what, if you guys start earlier, I'll just jump in.
I will have everything ready. I might be a little bit tight in time to get all the stuff ready, or I might have to go sleep late, getting everything ready for tomorrow. Which I
Yeah.
probably do, because by tomorrow I will not have time.
I
But I
think it's
will.
like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. I think.
Yeah, I will be there. Well, I'll be there at 8:15 ish. I have to drop my daughter off to school, and then I'll be driving up there. But
Man, I
anyway,
wish I could go.
I'll be by myself, hanging. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please go out to our Facebook, subscribe. It is 99 cents. It's cheap. You get a lot of perks. We're about to do a Facebook Live for the subscribers only. I believe mid-March, I will do a live stream for the subscribers only. And if you are on X, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. Please, before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned. Every day we come up live from Monday to Friday, and we bring the news as we know, as we usually do every day. Give you guys an update of what's going on in politics, conspiracy, and so much more. Again, Robert, thank you, my brother. We really appreciate it. To you guys, God bless America, God bless our troop, and above all, God bless you. Have a great evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.